Feels like what I'm doing is so narcissistic. Maybe it just seems that way because I've known a lot of narcissistic people. But just putting myself on camera, just it seems ridiculous. But until I figure out a better medium, I don't know. I guess I really feel the need to talk. Having this damn camera on gives me a little performance anxiety, though. Really, I just want to be me. This is my guitar right here. I don't know why I brought it with me. Place to come play it out in the woods, I guess. Oh man, I did that video last night. I don't know if I'll post it yet, but if I did, you'll see it. It's another one of me walking in the woods trying to outrun mosquitoes. Um, and of course the battery cut out. But I was just rambling, and I don't know if I'll use the video, but I don't know if I'm gonna get this started. I gotta start somewhere. So I've watched enough YouTube videos from other people to notice how their earlier stuff. Well, one in particular I remember was Steven Crowder was celebrating some kind of, I don't know, millionth viewer or 2 millionth viewer or whatever subscriber, and they had like a special show for, like, they just kind of recapped all the years of the show, and the ones from the early days were pretty. I mean, they were obviously amateurish, some young guys with a webcam goofing around. Um, so I guess humble beginnings. Got to start somewhere. I don't know what that bird is, but it's very loud. I always wanted to know more about birds. Maybe I'll take up bird watching as I get older. I feel so old. I'm 43. I felt like I was a 25-year-old in an older man's body for years, but after hitting 40, it really just started to catch up with me, I guess. I mean, I even sound like an old guy, and I'm probably going to in this video too, because I don't know, I'm feeling kind of pissed off today. Um, and I realize, I guess I'm just very old-fashioned. That's a part of it. you know, um, yeah, these younger people today, I don't know if I don't know. Well, I understand them. That might be the problem. I used to be like that when I was younger. So I know what makes them tick. I know what they're thinking. I know their real motives. I mean, I got their number. I can tell you. Um, these leftist ideologues, these younger people that want socialism, and the people that brainwash them into wanting socialism, they count on younger people being dumb and spoiled, self-important. Some kind of critters running around behind me. Oh, that's a big old squirrel. I don't know if you see that over there. He's hiding behind that tree. Wow. He's like the size of a sewer rat. Um, when I was, I guess in my 20s, after college, after being indoctrinated by the all the bullshit you learn there, um, I was just angry. Well, I remember I felt like the world owed me something somehow, or I left college thinking I was gonna just take the world by storm. I was working in the entertainment industry, really just believing that, I don't know, life was a bowl of cherries, I guess. Or, I have no idea. I thought I was gonna go on to make it big, and um, every time I was met with failure, I just got pissed off and resentful, and never did any kind of self-evaluation to determine if it was something I was doing. I mean, I was pretty narcissistic. I'll admit it. I believe if I had sought any kind of psychological help back then, I would have been diagnosed with probably some kind of borderline personality disorder. The fact that I recognize that now, it's the only reason I'm not saying I was a full-blown narcissist. But certainly people have narcissistic attitudes and tendencies at times, and some worse than others. And I think the university atmosphere and the people in power that want socialism, that brainwash these young people, they count on, they tap into that narcissism. that that tendency to be narcissistic especially when you're young, and you think you know it all, and you think you're tougher than everybody, and when things don't go your way, it's like, and I would turn to the bottle more and more. That was the monkey on my back, was alcohol, which only makes you more bitter and more angry. And certainly there's a lot of drug abuse on the leftist side. I mean, just look at their hair colors, look at all the tattoos and the rings and their noses and shit. See, now I'm sounding old. And this is a guy, I had an earring when I was a teenager, and I never had a tattoo, but I was quite the hippie punk. I listened to a lot of punk music and hippie music. I had long hair, um, wore like corduroy pants and like paisley shirts, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Yeah, it's kind of an oxymoron too, because I didn't start smoking pot until after I cut my hair and started dressing more like a, I don't know, preppy, I suppose. I don't know. I guess to hide the fact that I was now a pothead. So I stopped wearing Pink Floyd shirts and wearing my hair long and wearing baggy shorts. But and I only started smoking pot because it was helping me stay off the booze. But and it probably did prevent me from going downhill faster than I normally would have, had I not, I guess, traded one for the other. But yeah, so by the time I was in my late 30s, or late 20s, early 30s, I mean, I was a wreck. Um, now, I'd always been a spiritual person even before I became a Christian. I mean, I was raised Christian, but I fell away after college. That's one of the things they steal from you, is your faith there at the old university. So, but when I came back to Jesus, it was a gradual. I didn't seek to change my political view. I really had stopped paying attention to politics at that point, because I just noticed that it was better for my mental health that I just don't pay attention to the news at all. Then after becoming a Christian and kind of getting caught back up on what I'd missed, oh, it's a huge cardinal over there, I think, on that tree stump. I don't know if you can see him. No, actually, I think it's a woodpecker. Yeah, can you see that? It is. It's a woodpecker. Nice. I've never seen one this close before. Anyway, where was I? So, yeah, the political change just kind of came naturally, but I wasn't seeking that. I was seeking to live better morally and have integrity, and I knew I had a lot of responsibilities that I wasn't meeting, and by then I'd started a family. Um, anyway, a lot of failure in the years since then, but I strive now to live a life of integrity and good morals, good moral character, and it's such a much more peaceful way to live. Um, I still screw up, and I still have thoughts of my old life uh, that I miss. And there's, I'll admit there's not a lot of things that I like about conservatism, having kind of lived as a heathen for many years in my young adulthood. Um, you don't forget those things, and but I guess there comes a time in your life when you just want the peace and the serenity of having wisdom, and it's not the kind of wisdom you can learn in a school book. It's the kind of thing that's imparted or just learned through experience and time, and certainly the Bible has a lot of wisdom. So by applying those things, I see, wow, this really works, and there's something to be said about the conservative way of life and the values that this country was founded on, and why it is a success story despite its flaws. Um, you can look throughout history, and there really is no better system than the American experiment of democracy. Um, and I think it was designed in a way that it would self-improve over time, and it has. Um, but with this socialism now creeping in, it's so toxic. But I get it. I mean, man, if I hadn't turned over a new leaf, I'd be right out there in the streets with those kids. I'd be one of those radicals. Um, Scary to think, but I know it makes them tick, and it makes me so angry. And I think if I'm honest, it's like a self-hatred for my former self, um, because I'll hear some of the bullshit that they say and what they believe, and I know exactly what their worldview is and what their goal is, and it pisses me off because I'm pissed at myself for having bought it and wasted so many years of my life on it. And man, I don't know what to do with this knowledge. I'm sure it can be used in a positive way, and I guess maybe that's why I'm doing these videos. I kind of loathe the idea of doing political videos. I'm sure once I, get this going a little more and I get a flow and a feel for it, um, maybe do a variety of things. Certainly want to do some music stuff. I like those videos on YouTube where guys will kind of review their favorite albums. I'm a music nut, and I still like a lot of that old music too that I liked when I was liberal. Some of that psychedelic stuff. I still like punk music. I don't always like the lyrics, although I have discovered some interesting Christian punk, which almost seems like an oxymoron. Christian punk. I guess I feel like kind of a rebel for Jesus. Um, Certainly, man, I'm smitten with that Bevelyn Beatty. She's amazing. They need to be putting up statues of her someday. She'll be like the next Rosa Parks. That was such a brave move. It's very inspiring. It's been on my mind a lot, and then I kind of look at my life and I'm like, well, what am I doing? You know? Yeah. So we'll see how this goes. I don't want my camera to run out this time. I think I got a few minutes left, but it's a little earlier in the day here, so the mosquitoes aren't out chasing me. I don't have to walk down the paths to escape them. I don't use bug spray. I think I said that in the other video, which I don't know if I'll post yet. I still have a lot of yeah. Oh yeah, we can get into all that in future videos. Friggin' diet and exercise and health supplements and whole foods and all that hippie stuff. Yeah, being a 420 friendly Christian, we exist. um, I don't know. Even though I don't always like myself, other people seem to like me, and they seem to think I would be a interesting person to watch on YouTube. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going through a bit of a struggle with a lot of things in life right now. I'm battling depression and anxiety. Um, but it's not all doom and gloom. I have a lot of insights too, and it helps me to share them. So, as a spiritual person, I try to look at the bigger picture. I think that's one of the benefits of being a spiritual individual, and I've just found that the biblical worldview seems to be it. Um, I would have never believed it 10 years ago. Um, but I thought that's insane. Um, but yeah, when you can look at life in a I guess God's perspective, um, first of all, the temperance of everything, it's all temporary. It's just a little blip on the radar screen. I mean, if you really just have a heavenly mindset, an eternal mindset, um, life takes on a different meaning. And I try to stay there, but I'm so distracted sometimes, and I still like to watch the news. So it's just making sense of it all every day. And if anything, I'll just continue to do these videos for me, even if no one watches them. I'll just keep doing them. So, all right. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace.